Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's Tigger. That is great. Today's video is 10 things I hated about school, my opinion. So let's get started. First thing on my list, the mean kids. Like, oh my gosh, did you see Rebecca's shirt? Of course I did. Like, what was she thinking? I know. We should totally go take her boyfriend. Totally! He'll love us anyway. I mean, yeah, we're cute and hot and she's not. Yeah, totally. Let's go. I really hated the mean kids, especially the mean kids who just wanted to be mean just for the sake of it. But I mean, everybody has their own reasons, so I mean, I couldn't really judge, so. The second thing I hated was the school system. The whole thing is the teacher tells you what to do and you gotta try to find a way to repeat it and learn while they're talking. That was just so confusing for me, and every person is different. I mean, some people learn with their hands and some people need to learn with their eyes, and some people learn with their ears. So, I mean, if the school system would actually build a way where they can actually separate these kids and make it easier, because I had a hard time in school. Trust me, super hard. So glad I never have to go back there. But yes, the school system is a bummer, and it needs to be fixed. The third thing I hated about school was middle school lunchtime. I mean, you would have to go to a cafeteria filled with other pets and sit at your assigned table with pets you probably didn't even like. I mean, this person, I didn't even like this person. And this person over here, she doesn't even like me. And at lunchtime, I would just get bullied at lunchtime because I had to be sat at a table that I didn't like. And we had certain rules like no fruit by the foot and no gummy snacks. So when the teacher saw those, they would take it from you and just give you some carrots. Like, what the heck? I mean, seriously? Let us go outside and hang out with our friends and eat food outside. I mean, what is this? Keeping us trapped like animals at a table? The fourth thing I hated about school was principals. I mean, what's the point of your principal coming into your classroom watching you do schoolwork? I mean, if they don't trust their teachers that they're doing the right things, then why did you hire them in the first place? And I had a lot of incidences in school where I had to go see the principal. And I mean, the principal never really changed anything. I still kept getting bullied. The teachers were still being mean. And I even got to the point where I brought my parents in and nothing changed. Nothing. So if you ask me, I feel like principals just aren't needed. We have the school system for a reason. Let's just keep it to that. I mean, we don't need principals. The fifth thing I hated about school, teachers. I mean, I liked a few teachers, but I also hated a few teachers. I grew up with a lot of disadvantages, and I still grow up with those disadvantages. And I had them in school too, and it was tough. And some teachers really did understand and really did want to help me, and other teachers just didn't care and didn't want to help me even when I did ask for help. And that sucked. I mean, I feel like some teachers just need to try a little harder. Students, don't forget to hand in your homework. And that leads me to my sixth thing I hated about school. Homework. I mean, what's the point? We just did 8 hours of schoolwork, and now you want us to go home and do like another 4 hours of schoolwork? Are you kidding me? I mean, us kids should be able to be kids. I mean, this world is really making it so we can't be kids, that they just want to throw us into the workforce right away. Like, seriously? Let us be kids for a while. Like, really? We don't need homework. It just shouldn't be a thing. Guys, test is in 10 minutes. Get ready. And that leads me to the seventh thing I hated about school. Tests. What's the point of it? I mean, yeah, you taught us about something. You want to make sure that we learned it. But still, I had such a hard time with tests, and half the time I failed them because I didn't understand what was going on, and I had a hard time learning. So tests shouldn't be a thing. Like, really, it just brings anxiety for the kids. Instead of tests, why don't you just teach us something important that day? Huh? I mean, really, tests shouldn't be a thing. Now, students, if you were taking notes, you should be able to pass this test with no trouble at all. And there goes the eighth thing I hated about school, taking notes. I mean, what's the point? I mean, yeah, you want us to write everything you're saying so it sticks into our brain, but some kids learn differently. Maybe it's not actually sticking into our brains. Some kids need to work with their hands. I mean, and some kids need to work with their ears, and some kids need to work with their eyes. So if the school board could actually just separate these kids and get certain teachers for these kids, that would be great, because a lot of kids have disadvantages. So they should just move those kids to a certain class and get a proper teacher, you know? I feel like my school year would have been a lot better if the school actually cared about what I was dealing with and what I was going through, but they didn't. And the ninth thing I really hated about school were those teacher volunteers, you know? They're not quite a teacher, but they still go around the school and they wander the halls and stuff. You know those teachers. Yeah, I don't like them. They're not necessary. Like, really, half the time they were like, put on a sweater, we can see your shoulders. or they were taking my snacks. Like, seriously. Like, we don't need teacher volunteers. We have teachers, and that's all we need. Like, the school board could save so much extra money if we didn't have teacher volunteers. Like, really, like, what are they there for? Like, exactly. Like, they're there for nothing. Nothing. So we should just get rid of teacher volunteers.
What are you boys doing in the hall? Get back to class.
Yeah, sir.
These kids are always outside classes. Hey, you! Put a sweater on! I can see your shoulders!
And the 10th thing I hated about school, the assemblies. I mean, it's just all of us going to a gym, sitting either on the floor or on the bleachers in one big group. And I mean, especially during COVID time, it doesn't seem like the best idea. Even if we're all wearing masks, I mean, we're still sitting like elbow to elbow beside another kid. I mean, still, it's just gross. And I can smell the kid next to me and his BO. I can smell his breath. I mean, the cologne. And half the time, the assemblies are just a waste of time. I could be learning something during that time, but no, we're gonna sit here and talk about something dumb for the next hour and a half, you know? Like, it's just boring. Like, I came to school to learn, not to sit and watch a presentation for a freaking hour and a half. So, yeah. So, that's the end of my top 10 things I hated about school. If you did like this, please hit the like button. If you want to see videos every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and sometimes on the weekend, then please subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I make a video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye!